So Mike Rotch. He's a June / Elisa main. And that is all that I know. I remembered his strengths as Miguel is that he has good whiff punishment and good movement. Even high level bear main cultivates the community. Yeah. I think that it's the same thing with bears, Yoshimitsus, and kings. I think those are the big three. Weaknesses. What was he weak against as Miguel? I remember thinking this out. He remembered me. And due to injured hands, I'm going to be on King all night. I can't play Yoshi if I can't bend in my hand for Flash. Like, I need to do actual normal movement. Right, so this is what I'm starting with. This is my, 0. There we go. So yeah, let's start the set. And we were talking a bit before. He remembered me, which was cool. Oh, let's fix this. Ah, yeah, tight. So he remembered me, and he remembered playing me as Miguel, kinda. After I reminded him, he was like, oh shit, yeah, now I remember. So that's good. And he had, like, innate respect for me, which I was definitely going to use to my advantage. Right, so he's already wary that I'm gonna catch him with bullshit. The impact of him being wary of me means that he will be hesitant to come in on me, hesitant to apply his pressure. I also have him laughing my ass off, or his ass off. Oh, I had the best story for how I fucked up my hand, too. It's a real winner of a story that I'm going to tell in the future when I make it to a piece that I'm not going to, in the future, put up on YouTube. But yeah, it involved a lot of gooning. But for now, let's get into it. Also, we're on Infinite stage. 20 gift subs to hear how he messed up his finger. Dude, it's a long story that starts way back in July, and it involves gooning since. Alright, so he's coming in, he's trying to do a lot of jabbing into, or dash into jabs. Also, he does the classic June Sabaki setups. Like this right back here is a classic June Sabaki setup. Right? You go a little bit minus, and then you hit with the big launcher. That's a wild amount of damage, by the way, for a punch parry. But he was trying to throw me. He was trying to commit a gripping upon me. He got hot kicked. He delayed his roll negligibly, which got him out of that Oki situation. So he delays his get-ups. He may, in fact, diversify his wake-up portfolio. And I keep checking with the down forward, too. My goal is to give him an entire round off of his Sabakis. And then this is unfortunate. I just catch him with the timing. Because he is hesitating, this works. We're at this range. This grab whiff into, right, because the grab whiffed, he's hesitating. So what do I get for free? Counter hit launcher. Close out the round. Moving on to the next. And I don't need to be mashing. He can have movement. He can poke me. He can have his float. His high res float. Right? He can break generics, so I'm not going to try any generics. And fair. So, what happened? In this situation right here, because he was respecting me, because he somewhat remembered me, I assumed he was going to stay down and I could skip to layer 2, which was the ground pick. I did not get it. He did not optimize a punish. And then you're not plus there, buddy. If you, in this situation right here, if you delay that tech roll, right? God, I wish I could just rewind a negligible amount. Right here. If I do that when he does the tech roll, I am +8. Me. What does +8 get me? Gets me a hot pick. Let's not worry about how good or bad the combo is. And then he goes for the hot pick mash. I don't know why he did it. He didn't need to do that. He did it, but he didn't need to do that. But, very importantly, now I know he delays his get-ups. And he diversifies his get-up portfolio. Very important. Woo! What a float. So I also learned two knees is the limit for his patience. Yeah, he had a good-ass anti-air. I'll take it. Two knees, or 2 interactions, is the limit on his patience. Right, so I get a throw. He eats that, he eats that. He stays down, which was good. Right? And then I just did the thing that's going to catch him out of Sabaki, or out of can-cans, that's going to be fairly safe. And I finish it off. And now I drink from my branded drink container. Drink more. I know I made the note for this stage being everybody's favorite tournament stage that I never hear anyone complain about, because mostly I only ever hear people complain about it. Like, nobody seems to like this stage as a tournament stage. And they feel that it's like random health deletion and whatnot. But, you know, it is what it is. I keep him talking, I keep it light. And I hope to see him again. That's 2 interactions. Look at that. Like fucking clockwork. I'm retesting this. 1 interaction, 2 interactions, random fucking back 3. And now he's looking for his win. And he got it. He got his win. But he was not being patient. 1, 2. But I guess the break is even enough. Oh. And And are we guessing right?
Is it?
Oh,
It's like 18 or something.
I was an expert at viewing that sidewall, but... And in this moment right here, I remembered,
Is it?
like, that was unfortunate.
18 or something. Oh, yeah.
Right there, I remembered I should have just finished that shit. If he had properly punished it with a launch, I would have died. If I finished the string, he doesn't have a launch. June does not have a 15 frame standing launch.
Yeah, he doesn't do it a lot, though. But super dangerous.
Ugh! And he gets in there.
It's stupid counter.
Oh! And we're finishing with alley kick. This time, I was definitely going to finish the string. And we're moving on.
I'll go with you.
Yep, he's willing to go low.
I'm gonna pick up 7 leaves right now.
But because of that impatience before, he's not going to be tight.
I'll go with you. I'm gonna pick up 7 leaves right now.
Loose Oki timings. Thought June had while standing 3? Yes, June has while standing 3 from crouching. She actually has a 14 frame launcher from crouching. If you finish the alley kick string with the mid, you're minus 14 or minus 15. June does not have a 15 frame punish. As king, if you do forward 2, down 1, 2, June does not have a 15 frame punish for that. So, actually, ironically enough, against like Kazuya's who aren't on the ball, like with their electric punishes, if they're not frame perfect, it is safer to do forward 2, down 1, 2 than to do forward 2, down 1. Because that down 1 is minus 13 and he can launch it, but if he's not electricking, he can't 15 frame punish the 2. Which is... I don't know, it's pretty funny.
I can wait till you guys back.
But anyway...
Wait till you guys back. Okay. What you mean, though?
Oh, I hit him out of cans twice. That was very lucky on my part. I was applying pressure with jabs, and I recognize that I caught can twice. So he is going to be scared to can. Can is one of the best moves in the game. Amazing launcher. Damn, I should have just let it rip. And because of that, I don't have to be afraid of... Look at how many jump in 3s I've done as well. How many frames are back 3 or down 3 plus 4? Down 3 plus 4 is a 15 frame mid. And then back 3, I believe, is a 16 frame high. Oh, and... finish on the jump in mid. I've done the low how many times? He was definitely conditioned to deal with that. He wasn't going to can, which means I didn't have to worry about that catching me in the air, which, for the record, is a phenomenal option select anti-air. Oh yeah, the down 3 plus 4 is... Yeah, it's low into mid launcher on counter hit. It beats armor. It's so good in Tekken 8, just because of how heat works. And ultimately, he was not able, and this is going to be a theme as I talk about my sets tonight, but he was just not quite able to get any offense going. And I want to attribute that to just he had nerves, right? I happened to guess right on a lot of his interactions. But, you know, I feel like I also did a good job of diversifying my movement, catching his timing, limiting his options, and making sure that when I got opportunities, I took advantage big time. Like, that was a fairly clean win on my part. But what could he have done better? Well, one, you have to run your offense. Even if I'm just blocking it, You have to run it. If you don't run your offense against me, I'm not gonna hang myself. That's a lie. I will definitely hang myself for one game. I will hang the shit out of myself for one game. But you have to run your offense. Especially in Tekken 8, which is a game of running your offense. You cannot give your opponent respect until they earn it. Even if it's, knee. You're playing against knee. Lose an entire round. Right? You need to be willing to lose an entire round, having him earn your respect. And given, he'll do it. But don't go in assuming that he knows everything. Tekken is a game with too much to know. And who knows? That setup that you kind of came up with, maybe you actually came up with it. Maybe he's never seen anything like it. Maybe fucking, Ben Chang can't deal with jumps. Or Low-High is gonna die to a jump in low in a pixel health situation. Right?